Hello, how are you? It's me, Gerald. You doing okay? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Little exhausted, a little tired, slightly overwhelmed. Uh, um, I don't want to say frightened, but let's say flummoxed. Good word. Um, there's some things happening with Maya and her, Beartooth's Stoke path. And she's not here right now. We had a conversation, and some of the things I'm going to share with you. And I thought it would be valuable to not have Maya here right now, because, look, this channel I've started to be about performing, being a performer, building, boom, go, yes, Spiral is Stoke, right, Sally Forth. And so, in the process of like collaborating, connecting, getting complicit with Maya, my little sister. If you've been watching, like we've done a bunch of stuff. Maya, is your name Maya?
I farted.
Hello, it's me, Gerald. Are you Maya?
I farted.
Okay, alright, you farted. And it's been this like super stoke, yes, kind of thing. Well, there you have it. And now, like, it's kind of like, okay, where do we go with this? I'm trying to help you work through some of the sadness you're feeling. You're feeling sad being back here. Is that right? And some of the anger. I notice you've been trying to break out of school. You stole a bus the other day and drove east, right? Yeah. This is, it's not easy. This is just part of the work, part of the practice. I'm going, okay, Maya, you're not in the Beartooth right now. You gotta get up. That feeling you want to keep alive. So we're just here, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, being here, that feeling of freedom, of beauty that you felt there, and there's so much coming out, and I sense it, I see it. What can we do to bring it out? What can we do to feel that feeling here, now? Maya and I sat down and we came up with a list of things to do that would be really cool.
I felt like vaulting.
Maya was like, I get into that and you get into that. Vaulting. Okay. Vaulting. Okay. And I was like, this sounds pretty great, yeah. Daffodil, we have talked about this, Daffodil. We are here with Maya. Like, where is that going? Let's go. Okay, we've been looking online at some of the vaulting events. They look really, like, very exquisite, don't they? They do. They look pretty awesome, for real. It's like, so Maya is thinking, I'm gonna insert some footage, Maya. I'm having fun with these YouTube vids. I hope you have a good time today. Some footage of vaulting events so everybody gets a kind of an idea of what they're all about. And Maya is going to begin working on the cow to perform at a vaulting event. Everyone, I kind of had to sometimes step back and just pinch myself a little bit. You know, things didn't go well with Jade, and you know, I took the quest by myself. I was alone, and now I like kind of stop and I'm like, Gerald, do you really have anything to complain about? You were working with a youth who's so fired up and he's so stoked and he's like in that place of like, boom, yes, you're talking about forming your own vaulting team. Like, this is awesome. This kid's lit up. She's on fire. She's researching. She's getting on the internet by herself and looking things up online and writing notes in a journal. And she has a journal that she calls Beartooth Vaulting. Like, how beautiful is that? I mean, come on. This is a kid who sat in a room for I don't know how long and was left with only the smell of her own farts as any kind of pleasure or joy. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gorgeous. The moves you've been doing are excellent. You've really been picking it up. We've been watching vaulting videos, and Maya's been looking at the moves that they do, right? And so maybe I can try some of those. So she's discovered along the way that Percheron, and I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, is a horse that is the type of horse that you ride on when you do vaulting. So you would buy a Percheron, and then a Percheron has to be trained so that the people can do their things on top of it, right? But there's a couple issues here, like in case you can't tell. Percheron costs about $40,000. Yeah. So like that's more than the Serve, which is doing okay. It's doing okay. The Serve's hanging in there. It's got the EcoBoost still rocking, and it's getting up there in miles. And I've done okay for myself. If you can tell from my apartment, yeah, it's doing okay. Times are tough right now. Gas is like, and everything else, and like I have to tell you, it's like her, and I don't want to talk about my job. I don't have $40,000 to buy a horse, and then you need to like put a horse somewhere, and then you need to feed it, and then take care of its poo, and then you have to train it. So like I don't know how to do any of that at all, and neither does Maya, although she's pumped. She's in. So this is where like the whole vaulting club thing comes in, where it's like someone did go buy that Percheron and train it, and so now they have a little club, and you go over there to ride their Percheron. And you pay like $100 a throw, probably. I looked online. I did. I looked online when I started working on my career in Cavalia and vaulting dancing work. And a lot of the vaulting clubs are on the east side of Seattle. And the east side of Seattle is very much, if you will, soccer mom territory, right? It is, it's terrible. It's truly terrible. It's a helicopter parent city, and they're competitive and petty and small-minded, and it's all structured play, which, as you know, I am not into. I like want to hop on that train and be like, Maya, how about we go be hobos somewhere? How about let's go be hobos, Maya? Let's just go. No. Like to take a kid to the Beartooth that's wild and free and have her be like, man, I'm so stoked and feel wild and free. To like break free and be free and then shove it into that. I scream inside, I do, when I think about going to the east side and being there. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do that. I want to say to Maya, no, I can't do that, and neither should you. But I don't want to crap all over her dreams, and like maybe there's something she could learn there, and maybe it wouldn't affect her, I don't know. But for me, I'm like... So I've been toying with this a little bit, how to do this. And I feel like it's getting very complicated. Like, the first thing I go is like, Gerald, you're hardcore. Okay, you're not of that world. Don't sweat it. And neither is Maya. Any of their crap is just gonna bounce right off of you. And then I get pretty pumped because I think about the scene that is in the movie night with the creature that the creature does, where they like destroy that scene. And they make Eminem's song all about them, which is horrible, and like what the vaccine can do. But like Eminem is like, you know, the free world, right?
Put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up. Look.
So I'm like, that's you, Gerald. Eminem, alright? You're Eminem, okay? You live down here, alright? You live down here. You went to the Beartooth. You, like, there are grizzlies out there, okay? You are not a soccer mom, and you don't have to play that game. You're Eminem, right? And they're the free world, right? So, I'm thinking, like, when I go over there, I just assume the role of Eminem, and I just ingest it, and then I'm Eminem, okay, when I'm there. And so that probably means like I don't talk much. I kind of have just like this steely glare, you know, right? And then yeah, sort of underdog, but like a chip on my shoulder, right? Yeah. There it is, right there. See that? And I'm thinking like listen to some raps, maybe do some of my own raps, and like build that on Eminem. And that spirit of like whatever, this is who I am, I think would like translate into Maya, and she would, even if she had to go into that, she'd be like F the free world, and she'd be there. So that'd be awesome. And then she could just like send it like Eminem does, and they would all be like, yes, right. And then there's a personal thing, I'll admit it. I grew up in this area, and it was about this time. I was a little bit older than Maya when I got into paper airplanes. And I got very, very competitive with paper airplanes. I did. You would be surprised, like Gerald, the paper airplane world is it's cutthroat. It is. It's brutal. It's brutal. What goes on there? You start to go to nationals and stuff like that. Like, perhaps like some of this is my issue, right? I mean, this is a thing that parents do, right? Like, and I'm not Maya's parent, but like, I'm in a role in I won't say authority figure, but I'll just say like, friend, you know, friend. I feel so good. I love that kid, I really do. So like I'm, you know, my fear of what I went through, I don't want her to go through, so then I project onto her that she's gonna go through it, and then it's just me living out some unresolved issue. That's gross. That's really bad. So, like, maybe I need to check myself. You know, if I show up at the vaulting club and they're nice and they say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" and I'm like, "Oh, you fake phonies. Come on, I know you're just waiting to see if she's gonna be, you know, cannon fodder or like actually a competitor. You fake phonies." If that's how I respond, like, I'm probably reliving some of the stuff I went through with paper airplanes, where I showed up at the first meeting and they were like, "Hi, how are you?" And then they quickly sized me up and they're like, "Biplane," which it turns out is an insult, meaning that I was going to want to design a biplane, which I did. And they were, you know, working in aerospace, you know, internships. Like I said, it gets really good. I really like the Eminem one, definitely. Just something about rolling into, you know, the east side.
Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up. Look.
Look at this, right? That's how I'm gonna play it.
Now while he stands tough, notice that this man did not have his hands up. The free world's got you gassed up. Now who's afraid of the...
Maybe that'll be my first vaulting performance. I said it. I'm saying it. Lose yourself. Lose yourself. I'm gonna be Eminem, losing myself on the vaulting barrel. Beartooth vaulting. Maybe we do it all. So that's one thing, okay? And you could see like there's a lot here. And like if you've ever run a troop or been a part of a troop, which I'm not saying that's what I'm doing, but there's definitely this collaborative spirit, this cycle of stoke growing. This isn't, yeah, we're going, boom, right? There's work here. So there's things to work through. Okay, I get to work through, because what am I talking about? I'm talking about Maya, the Beartooth, and bringing it, and freedom, and stoke, and yes. She has a journal called Beartooth Folders. No matter where this is going, it's going. So this is a thing, somehow, some way, like figure out how to do all this. I don't know. I don't know the first step there. I don't know even how to begin, but it's going to be a process and we're going to start. Of course we are. Of course we are. I mean, you don't get in a car and drive 3 days and end up in the Beartooth staring at that wildness and that beauty and say yes to that and walk away and then go like, oh, never mind, forget it. No. You're in, fully and wholly. Okay, well then you're going all the way. Yeah. Lose yourself. That's not Eminem territory. Sorry, Eminem. You can, like, on the east side, sure, this is me, Gerald. This is Gerald territory. This is Boom, yes, Boom, go. This isn't even my territory. This is Gerald Maya. This is Universal Spiral of Stork. This is Orangeness. This is... Okay. Right. So, it's a thing. We'll be working at that. Of course we are. My name's Gerald Ptarmigan. 43 years old. I live in the Great Northwest. It's on.